Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing our single player playthrough on the 1.1 experimental branch. Yes. So before we get started here, it is Friday, so hopefully y'all have yourselves a great weekend this weekend, as well as I hope to see you back here on Monday as well. So if you, moving on here, if you weren't here last time, we actually had gotten started on the motor factory. We finished the rotor factory. We got started on the motor factory last time, bringing in rotors and stators. Got the train station, the platform down, train stations. Got belted out of the train stations, as well as down to where our factory is going to be, as well as we've got the platform for the factory started. We've got the blueprints ready to go. We just got to build the shell and hopefully get the machines in place. It'd be awesome if we get it done today, but I do not think that's going to happen. So we're just going to hope. And if not, we can just resume it on Monday and then continue on to other factories as well. So, but anyway, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover. So let's go ahead and get back to the game here. Alrighty, so just trying to think what do we need to start with. I think we need to start with the blueprint as well. So yes, got our belts in place. We are ready to begin construction. Now I will show off this blueprint and give you a slight bit of insight of how I built it last time, just in case you missed it. We won't build one, or you won't do a an example, but if you want to see how we built this last time, last time did show it. So we're going to go ahead and load the blueprint. So these are our two motor factory blueprints at the moment. So we've got the blueprint one, which I just deleted. I needed to delete that anyway. I put that in there for the thumbnail last time, so there's a little bit of hint as to what we were doing. So we've got the big metal beam pillars here. I decided to go with the big metal beam pillars and not the concrete ones. Yes, I know you can paint the concrete ones. It's just it doesn't look as good, and I decided blue doesn't really fit with the landscape. So more like the darker colors like black, steel, heck, even white and gray fit really nicely. The train stations I don't care because they're color coded. They're supposed to be different colors, but the factories themselves do need a fit. And plus we're going to be using a grip metal foundation as our base, and then we're going to put this. So this isn't, we're not building a motor that looks like the motor in game. We're just building something that kind of resembles it, so you can kind of look at that factory. Like that factory there, you can kind of guess that we did stators in there. And that factory, that factory's an hourglass shape. You really can't tell what we were building unless you see the top of the factory. The top of the factory looks like a rotor off of a car. Which is what the rotor in game also has, so we kind of took that design and ran with it. Basically a stack of rotors, just with some lights and stuff to kind of make it pop a little bit. So yeah, that's our stator factory up there. We combine stators and rotors, and then we bring them over here to our factory making motors. Now I did color code some of the stuff, like the railings and whatnot, and we're going to be using this color of lighting. It's like a steel blue. It's like a white, but we've got a steel blue tint to it. But yeah, we got all the belts in here. We got a belt of stators, a belt of rotors coming from the train stations, with using the new wall holes, which I absolutely love, as well. So that way we can just pull the belts through the foundations, and it looks like it's actually coming out of the base. Like there's an actual space there for the belts. I mean, the belts are working there, it's just we buried them. So, and then this one, we've got the belts coming down here to avoid the staircase. I went underneath through the foundation, and then we're going to pop back up and go over to the factory here. So I don't exactly know how big this factory is going to be, but it's going to be big. So we've got a quarter there, and then if we go ahead and load up the other blueprint, blueprint 2. We've got the underside of the curve as well built. This is actually a pretty easy build, and I'm going to end up redoing my my copper sheet factory, because my copper sheet factory is okay. It's just I used a slightly different way to build the circular shape, and it turned out oval, and it didn't really look all that great. But at the time, I was like, this is all right because I've got my shape, I got what I want. But this is way better. The way I did these ones are way better. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to end up deleting the little nodules that make these grooves. That way it's all smooth. And then we're going to take that and replace the entire copper sheet factory, because that copper sheet factory kind of looks like a copper sheet almost. And we'll paint it to be so it's like I used the concrete pillars and then used the copper finish on that. So, but yeah, this looks all right. I'm pretty happy with this. So we're going to be using that as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. Clear our blueprint designer. Get rid of that. I think I can get rid of that and that for now. So we need to build at the base a little bit. So this bottom section here is where our belts are going to go, and then our factories are going to be up above that as well. So I'm going to take some walls. I'm going to use steel walls here. Should we use steel walls or should we use fix-it walls? Because fix-it walls, we can paint them to be steel and kind of match. We can almost match the design work here. But yeah, this is basically the base, because an electric motor usually has a little base on it, so that's kind of what I'm going for. Do need to get these foundations back in place. Yeah, I'm kind of excited though, because see, that one week we did all of the modular, or all of the frame factories, all the way up until the pressure conversion cube, which is a frame. We did all of those that one week, and then this last week we've done stators, rotors, and motors, which is another big base build for. I don't do it every episode, but dang it, does it happen quite a lot. I need my radio back now that it's filled with snow. It should work much better, actually. Of course, I'll probably want to put it down because it's cold. It's like frozen. I don't know exactly, like I said, I don't know exactly how big this is going to be, but we're going to run with it. I'm going to leave this open. Yeah, I should probably build the bottom of it first, because I don't know exactly how wide this is going to be. Yay! I need power. Give me power. Let's pull over to my gun here. The gun is way easier to aim. Okay. Yeah, before I put the sides on it, I probably should get my walls going. And also, whenever I get some free time to myself, I'm going to be redoing my bridges around the map as well. Quite a bit of them, actually. I was going to say at least some of them, but I was like, actually, yeah, I should probably rebuild them, because we've got these new, with 1.1, we got the new H-beams and the new shelf beams and stuff like that as well. Using those to build those bridges and then color these like the carbon steel, or coloring them with the unpainted, or stuff like that, is going to be really nice. Plus, we'll be able to paint the bridges if we want a specific colored bridge, like a red bridge or a blue bridge or anything like that. We can color these beams. You can't color these I-beams, but we can color these I-beams. These are technically, they're called I-beams where I'm from, because it's a big shape of letter I, but I also see where the H comes in as well. So, or U-channel, if you want to call them U-channel. Of course, U-channel only has the one side. It doesn't have the other side of the H. It's more like a half box shape, I guess. Anyway, enough messing around. I'm getting off on tangents like I always do. Let's put a wall down here, because I need to paint this. And the architecture. Let's grab the big metal beam. I kind of want it to look like this, so that's why I'm going to color it. I think unpainted is pretty damn good. I mean, it's not exact. Oh, yeah, it's not exact, especially from a darker side. Carbon steel. Carbon steel's too dark. Chrome is way too bright. What did we color the... maybe concrete? That's white. Desert rock. There we go. If I select desert rock, I'll get my concrete. Nope. It's going to be way darker than that. Let's go 1. Let's do it this way. Way faster. Ugh. It's not going to get... It's not going to be correct, is it? Oh, 0.02, that's what I needed. It's got a little bit of a reddish tint to it. That's not too bad. It's not shiny enough, though. Ugh. And it's definitely way too dark back here. That's still way too dark. So 0.1, which is not good enough, huh? Yeah, it doesn't really match. I might just go... We could do carbon steel. Either carbon steel or unpainted. I think I might go carbon steel. Just to... I guess the base doesn't have to look exactly like it. I wish you could paint the metal pillars. That'd be nice. Yeah, unpainted is nice because it reflects nicely, but then you get to the dark side, and it also reflects nicely on the dark side, but the pillar doesn't. Which is why I was trying to get... Oh, whoops. 0.08. Yeah, see, then it's too dark. Sure, it fits here, but it doesn't fit on the backside. Why don't I just build the wall out of beams? Good lord. That took me forever to figure out. Alright, well, if we're going to do that, we're definitely going to need the blueprint designer. Just build the wall out of beams. Good lord, man. Yeah. See, I was trying to explain to somebody at one point, it was just like, you know, how do you design factories? How do you get inspiration, come up with ideas for them and stuff like that? And you know, I had a few different you know, kind of tips and stuff. But one of the things that you really want to look out for is, or that you really want to think about, is looking at every single piece in the build menu, including machines. Even machines are not so much because the bounding boxes are a little bit more strict. You can't put two machines together inside of each other unless you got mods. But for the most part, look at most of the stuff in foundations, walls, architecture, even in logistics, and especially organization with the signs and stuff. Look at all of those pieces, even if you're using industrial storage crates, dimensional depots, and you know, the industrial fluid buffer, lookout towers, radar towers, whatever, ceiling lights and wall lights, all kinds of stuff. Even like logistics, like using the stackable poles and stuff. You don't have to use these for logistics. Heck, you don't even have to use pipes for fluid or use belt lifts for items. You can use, if you start looking at all this stuff as decoration pieces, where to build factories from, especially like walls and roofs and floors and stuff. Oh man, it changes your whole freaking world when you start looking at everything as a decoration piece. Which brings me to my point why I was so flabbergasted that I didn't think about using the beams as walls. It's like, I should know this by now. Should we go like 3? Yeah. 3, maybe 5. Give a bit more roof space. Yeah, we'll go... Is it going to be too tall? I mean, that will pull it out of the landscape a lot more. Yeah, actually, I do kind of want to do that. Yes, it's a bit excessive, but for a logistics floor. But yeah, that's the other thing too. If you want your factories to look like really good, and of course that's up to interpretation, right? Everything's up for interpretation. They're all suggestions. There is no one formula, one solution to making factories look good. It's all perception and how you view what you view as good factories, as good-looking factories. So definitely, think about what you want to see, that kind of stuff. What you think looks good. And heck, even look at other people's builds. Don't look at other people's builds and go, I wish I could build that. Look at other people's builds and go, I could take inspiration from this. If I look at how they built, or look at what they built, can I kind of create something like that? And that could, jumpstart your journey into looking at factories. Yeah, we'll do it in sections of 5 as well, because the blueprint for the actual factory is also in sections of 5 foundations. So okay. So we're gonna go Rotor Factory 3. Okay, 4. Oh, motor, duh. No, not rotor. Motor Factory 3, because 2 is already taken. Yeah, 3. Okay. And motor. Save blueprint. Yeah, so now we can take our blueprint here and go and place this down. Yeah, and also when building walls, roofs, flooring even, is try to think in 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions is trying to think in 3 dimensions is always good, because when you're building a wall like this, for instance, you definitely want to think about, okay, depth. Depth could be good. Now, what we could do is we could have half a foundation's worth of depth, like this. And of course, I've buried that power pole. There we go. So we could have 3 sections of this. I just place it manually. There we go. Okay. Yeah, because having a nice solid foundation that this is sitting on is not a bad idea. Put some power poles about the place. That way we can fly. It's a very expensive. Oops. Blueprint mode is also good. Yeah, got 2 different grids. And that's the other thing too is, you know, learning how to merge grids, and learning how to not build on the world grid will definitely save you. That's actually not too bad. I don't think I'll have to move that. Might move this one though. It's okay if they overlap like that. Yeah. I say that one's not too bad, and then I go and fix it. There we go. Yeah, learning how to merge grids and stuff can definitely also help. Okay. It's not looking too bad. Let me go ahead and build the rest of the shell, because we've got our blueprints already. I just need to work out where they need to go and how big it needs to be. So do that real quick. That way we can move on to putting in floors and machines and things. Alrighty, and after a little bit of building, I'm not quite done yet, but I kind of wanted to, you know, bring you guys in to show you the how I'm building this. So this is the basic design that we have going on here. I did modify this top blueprint to add lights as well as a floor, and of course the game is lagging like all hell when I place these down. I mean, it's not it's not unexpected. So, and I have moved right up against the tower where our belts are coming in and leaving as well. So, but yeah, with this blueprint here, this is going to be the sides of it. We're going to do 4 sections. Which, you know, seems pretty good. The only thing I don't like is the way I built the blueprints, especially on top. You can see there is a bit of a graphical difference in between these. I could fix it, or I could just say the hell with it and just ignore it. When you're from a distance, it almost looks like it's, I don't know, but maybe that'll give it when it's all built. That'll give it character. And then in behind here, so the way this one works, this blueprint here, is we've got a load of beams along the bottom, and then what I've done for these pieces is I took a beam like this, held control, and got the angle that I wanted in it. It doesn't really matter where you start necessarily, but you can then nudge that, and I'm in 1.0, so, or 1.1, so yeah, we can then maybe. Will it let me? There we go. I guess it doesn't matter where exactly you start, but you can almost get that. There we go. So I was holding control, continuing while I was nudging, and that allowed me to get that nudge. And then I did the same up here, basically the same rotation, almost the same rotation. Not quite. I just noticed that. It's good enough. It looks good, so it don't really matter. And then in behind here are these large billboards. And what I've done is I set it up to where you have just the text and then the background, and then the vertical gradient, because the signs are horizontal, the right way up. So use that, and then put these 2 colors here. You can see the color tags there, and of course the mission strength 3, and that makes a pretty good thing. And then we've got this little dark spot here. So basically, rather than having it all one color, having it like this kind of gives the illusion that there's more going on. It kind of breaks it up a bit, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. But yeah, it does break it up a bit, which is pretty nice. The one thing I just noticed is there's we've got two different signs here. I mean, that's actually okay. Right there, it's not perfect. As you can see, there's a bit of, actually no, maybe it is fine. There's a bit of gap in between all that, but yeah. So basically, you got these frame walls, which sit right there, and then to adjust it, using again the vertical nudge, to nudge it up 2, which is half a foundation, or which is 2 meters, and then that just to give it extra bits. But it does, it does look pretty good. And then we've got the stripes. So this is the base and whatnot. So we've got that in place there. And then this is going to be one of the production floors. It's going to be production floor. This will be a bit of the logistics floor, as well as a bit of other things, maybe. Bit of a hallway, essentially. So now that I've got all the blueprints in place, we can start building the actual shell. So the one thing I have done is, while placing these blueprints here, I have removed the extra little nodule that was on this particular portion, as well as the extra little nodule on this particular portion. So we've got that. What I will be doing is I'll be placing down a blueprint and then removing it here, because I need to find exactly how wide this is. So the reason I removed that nodule, because you can see in the blueprint, you can see that nodule is there, but if I overlap them, then I've got twice as many objects taking up the exact same space and doing the exact same thing. So there's no reason to overlap it like that, especially since we're, trying to keep object limit in mind while building this, of course. Yeah, we just put the blueprint down, and then, of course, my very first blueprint, you remove the nodule here. We're also going to go over here and remove the nodule here, because the top portion of this blueprint, which is this one, does have the nodule there as well. Yeah, I could blueprint this out, and so it fits perfectly. But then, when I go to use this blueprint later for other projects, I'm going to end up missing that nodule and then having to rebuild it, essentially. So I'm trying to avoid that. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to put that blueprint there, and then I'm going to remove it in just a second. But I need to find out exactly where this wall needs to go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to line up this with that. Which looks like it's right there. Is that 1, 2 from center? 1, 2? Yep. That is 1, 2 from center, so that is perfect. So then these are going to be placed down. And then we need to modify these slightly as well. I have it on blueprint mode. Can I not? I guess I can't get to the side of that. That's okay. 2, 3, and 4. I've been at this for a few hours, just getting everything down where it needs to be, so. And then for each one of these blueprints, we'll go and remove that piece as well, so. But yeah. And then the reason for the removal of the blueprint and putting it back is to figure out if we place the wall in the correct position, which it looks like we did, because this does overlap right here, which is nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to go along there, place that there. Actually, we don't have to place that there yet. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to place that there yet, but we do need to remove these two pieces here, because this will also overlap. And we don't need that many objects overlapping. But the reason I don't modify the blueprints is so I can use them later in other projects, should I wish to do that. And also I did pull this over here, because this is where the... But yeah, I can use this wall later for another project at a later time. I usually don't, but, you never know. You might want to. And then we place the blueprint here, place it back. That was the other reason for removing the blueprint, was so that we could not only line it up, but we could also remove that top portion. then we're just going to go through, place all these. As you can see, it's starting to lag again. Definitely a memory issue thing. But yeah, people, you guys have been commenting about that too, about the whole crashing incident thing, and how other people are experiencing it. It's good to find out that I'm not the only one. It's not just my game, and the universe doesn't just say F you in particular. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. Oh yeah. Okay, so then that looks good there, and then we'll wait for this autosave. Oh, and then somebody else was talking about saying that I need to replace my mic. Absolutely, I agree with you. It has been over a year that I've been trying to get a new mic, but when you live by a certain amount of money each month, and you use most of that money, it goes towards bills, bills and food. Yeah, and you don't have any left. That's kind of my situation. That's why you don't see me playing new games very often. And the new games that I do play that come out, like Space Engineers 2, Planet Coaster 2, those kind of things, was because of other people as well. So anything that I need to pay for YouTube stuff, I got to pay for that myself. So same with the games too. I obviously need to pay for that myself, but I've had friends that have generously, bought me games and stuff like that. Very big thanks to them as well, because yeah, there's certain games, I think including Satisfactory too. I think a friend of mine bought this for me back during Update 5, and said, "Hey, give this game a try." But that was before I did YouTube as well. We played a whole game before I started recording it. Or almost a whole game. It was like 75%, 25% of a game? Was it? Or no, I did start YouTube playing this game for the first time. Yeah, that's right, I did. And then when a friend of mine bought that for me, and then after I started playing it, he bought the game as well. That's right. Something like that. It's been years at this point. I don't remember. Okay, should be able to pick all that up now. Very good. Okay, but yeah, that's also why I removed the beam, because now we've got this beam with the cross piece, and then also on the top, like I said, we removed the nodule on the top, so when I go to place this next set of blueprints, it doesn't overlap. So very good. And people are probably saying, well, what's the reason for the roundness and the blueprint underneath? What's the point of that? I'm sure people are saying. And to that I go, no, we could do something with it. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Given thought about it, I kind of like the tunnel idea, having all my logistics and then having a smaller floor down here that will have lights and stuff, and you can look up and see all the belts and stuff going. That might be pretty cool. Yeah, I do agree. There isn't really a whole point with doing this bottom piece anymore now. With the rest of this. But yeah, there we go. So now we've got pretty much the shell of our building. I do need to run this on the outside. I need to figure out exactly where this is going to be. And we're going to have a corner like this as well, so... Okay, that does perfectly line up. Yeah, it does perfectly line up. Don't pay attention to the lines on the floor. It does not, however, line up on this side. I have not planned this far ahead yet. So if I put that there, I'd have to overlap how many? I have to overlap 2 on the top and bottom. That's what it's looking like. Okay. So we'll remove 2 on both the top and the bottom. Okay. There, that works. Does it perfectly fit this side? It does. Oh wait, no it doesn't. I need to overlap 3, don't I? Whoop. Autosave lag. Yeah, I need to overlap 3. Oh yeah, that's right. I did that for a reason. Yep, I remember that because I wanted that. I want this right here. This is cool. Okay. So then we'll overlap 3, and we're going to have that piece as well. Yeah, significant enough of an overlap that we'll have to remove all that as well, like that. Okay. Right, that should cover up a lot of that. There we are. We have this little gap. We could put a little door down there too, on the one end. Oh yeah. Now that is nice. I might come up with a corner idea for this later, but that is not too bad at all. Now the top portion we're going to take our blueprint, slim it down to one set of pieces, and then we'll put lights on it. On the very edge piece, or very edge portion. I'll have to come up with that in just a minute. Or have to do that in just a minute. Okay. Oop, too far. Right there. Right there, perfect. It's okay if there's a few pieces overlapping, but not too many. Try to reduce it down as much as we can. Which one is which here? There we go. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Just like that. Okay. Yep, that appears to fit. Oh yeah. It's like molding clay, you know, you start out with an idea, you start to shape it, and you either continue to work with it or you destroy it, start over, build it up a bit more, get a bit of more experience, whatever exactly what you're trying to do, and then you just continue to work with that. Pretty nice. Alrighty, so now I just need to create the top portion with our beams. Looks like... Should I stay at 1 or should I do 2 extra? Oh no, just 1 extra because I'm going to pull that backwards. And I'm actually going to remove these inner pieces because they're not needed. Yeah, those just slightly inner sections aren't needed either. And then yeah, the factory is going to be up here and all the belt system is going to be underneath, so... Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get this factory done today, but that's okay. We can get the shell done, and call it for the week, and then we'll work on the rest of it next week. Now, getting these belts, I am going to remove those and just run it directly in the foundation and pop in on the inside of the factory. I think that's a much better idea as well. So, but yeah, the reason I moved it over so far is because of where we were ending up as well. Yeah, you can see our corner here. You can see just how close that is to the edge. So yeah, that's why I moved it extremely far over. And this one has a bit of a corner. It does overlap the edge a little bit, but not too bad. And then this whole side, it does overlap a little bit. We'll go down one more foundation, and then we'll probably tuck it in with like an inverted ramp. And of course this is going to go right directly through here. So I'm just going to get rid of all this. And like I said, I was going to get rid of all that too. Get rid of all that. Get rid of all that. We will need to get rid of these foundations in here so that we can hook back up to it. Okay. Let's do. I mean, to be honest, we could just do this. Well, to be honest, I don't know what that means, but it's like, yeah, we could just do this actually. Even it's like just have enough. It's like, yeah, because then it can cross underneath there, and then it's not crazy. Is that okay? What if we do it like that? Oh, yeah, of course. And then we need our railing. Just a single bit of railing. There. And then we remove this piece here. It's not doing what I want. Let's do it like that. Yep, we'll just have that little bit. Call that a day. Something like that, anyway. So I mean, does it really matter? Probably not. Something. And just continue the pattern. Okay. Yeah, let me get that wall done and then we'll finish up our episode here. Okay, and after a little bit of time, I finally got my motor factory completed, the shell at least, and looks like next week we'll be working on the actual machines that go in it and stuff like that. Actually working on the motor factory. But here is my motor factory. I'm actually kind of happy the way this turned out. That's why I'm laughing, because it's so hilarious. Maybe not 100% complete, but definitely I'm pretty happy with it. Again, the colors, I might end up changing the colors at some point. But to do that, I'll probably just change the colors manually rather than placing new blueprints. We shall see. But yeah, I think this looks it looks pretty darn cool sitting here, and from a distance it looks pretty cool too. So we got the side walls here, and then the big windows as well, or the big lights as windows, I should say. We don't have a door yet. We'll get that done next week, though. Yeah, pretty happy with this. So here's the blueprint. Basically, what I did was if I actually... Oh, I can't blueprint that. Oh, I did have a crash earlier. That's probably why I can't, but... maybe not. No, okay. I was like, what are those boxes down there? It's like part of my rail line. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we got number 5 and number 6 as the two, because you need one for each side, of course. So basically what I did was I took this blueprint here that's on the top here, and I just removed it all but one section, which is this, just one piece of it. You know, I actually had built over the centerpiece with like lines and stuff, but I was like, that just looks like crap. It doesn't work with the rest of it. So then what I did was I took this blueprint plus this piece and I stuck them together. And then what I did was I removed, you can actually kind of see a little bit in certain sections. You can actually kind of see like where these pieces had gotten left as well. So that side has it, and that side does not because of that, yeah. So we got to remove that. Okay, and then I'll save this. Yeah, just little things I've forgotten, but I did try to make them exactly the same, which seems to have worked, which is very, very good. So we got these big pieces of the factory going all the way around to this side as well, which looks really nice. So yeah, I'm pretty, like I said, pretty happy with it. I am very, very happy with that. Now it's not going to be perfect in the corners here, just because I can't put this right there and have the same. With that, I'd have to add even more to it, and then it wouldn't match the bottom, and you know, all that stuff. There we go. Now it matches perfectly on either side. Yeah, though that it looks pretty nice, so I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, we might end up changing the colors at some point. But that's going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory for this week. For this episode in this week. So, yeah, we'll put the machines in there next time, or next week. Put the machines in there, get the belts done, get the factory actually up and running, and then we can move on to some of those project part factories that I've been I've been wanting to get done, because we're going to need those for Phase 5, I'm pretty sure. As well. So anyway, like I said, that is going to be it. Hopefully y'all have yourselves a great weekend this weekend once again, and hopefully we'll see you back here on Monday. But like I said, that's going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I would like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see here. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.